Who do I have winning between Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway? I'm gonna go with Max Holloway. Here's the reason why. And I like both these guys.
Who do you think wins Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier?
I think Dustin had more chance. Well, he told me it's his last fight. I think he gonna be ready. He gonna win, I think. Dustin also, very good guy. From my opponent, I respect more two guys, Volkanovski and Dustin.
I hope we can get an opportunity to have a conversation with Max Holloway. But I'm gonna go with Dustin Poirier for this one.
Okay.
MMA pros have just shared their final thoughts on the much-awaited trilogy between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. Renato Moicano gave a careful take when analyzing the fight. He called it a close matchup but ultimately sided with Poirier. Moicano looked back at their earlier fight, which centered around boxing exchanges, and noted that Dustin had the edge in those moments. He feels Poirier's crisp punches and calmness during intense striking trades could once again tip the scales in his favor against Holloway.
I think should be an even fight.
Pick him, straight pick him.
Pick him. Yeah. I think should be a pick him because nobody knows what's going on, what's going to happen. I like Dustin for this fight because the last fight I know was a long time ago, but the boxing, he was a little bit heavier. He was like used to that. But then you think about and Max Holloway just knock out Gaethje, and then he did a very good job. Now that we see Leah versus Charles, I think that aged very well the win over Max Holloway, because Max Holloway was connecting the hands, was doing good.
Yeah.
So I like Dustin on that fight, but it's not gonna be easy.
Curtis Blades admitted that choosing a winner between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway is incredibly difficult, calling the upcoming trilogy a surefire war. He mentioned that he hopes the fight goes the full distance since it's expected to be a thrilling showdown. Though he admires both athletes and enjoys watching each of them, Blades shared that he leans more toward Holloway and is cheering for Max to get the win. Still, he made it clear he wouldn't be disappointed if Poirier pulled it off, showing the strong respect he has for both fighters and recognizing the elite skill they each bring into the octagon.
I have no idea. It's just gonna be a war. It'll probably go to decision. I hope it goes to a decision. It's gonna be an epic fight. I want Holloway to win just because I'm a Igor Holloway fan. I am Poirier, but I'm a fan of them both. But I'm a Igor Holloway guy.
So you're going with Holloway or going with Poirier?
I'm gonna go with Holloway, but I wouldn't be upset if it was Poirier. Just because I respect him that much, and I know it's gonna be a.
Kamaru Usman, on the other hand, gave a firm nod to Max Holloway. He praised Max's endless cardio, his relentless movement, and his ability to dictate the pace from the very first minute. Usman believes that if Holloway can keep Poirier on the back foot and flood him with volume, it might become too much to manage. He trusts Max's gas tank and strategic IQ to make the difference in a high-tempo, long-duration battle.
I had to pick, obviously, because of we in business with prize pick. If I have to make a pick here, man, I love both guys, and I hope we can get an opportunity to have a conversation with Max Holloway. But I'm gonna go with Dustin Poirier for this one.
Okay.
This is his last fight. He's fighting at home, and from what we've seen, he's settled into that power in that welterweight division. I'm gonna have to go with Dustin Poirier.
Demetrius Johnson sided with Max Holloway and made it clear that motivation and preparation are the keys this time around. He admitted that Dustin has beaten Max twice before, but emphasized that Holloway now has a complete training camp and a clearer mental space. Johnson believes this version of Max is sharper, more dynamic, and less likely to make the same mistakes, especially since retirement talk might be on Dustin's mind.
Who do I have winning between Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway? I'm gonna go with Max Holloway. Here's the reason why. And I like both these guys. And when I do this channel, I come with it unbiased, unless you're Izzy Adesanya, okay? I have Max Holloway winning this fight, and the reason why is because I feel Max Holloway has something to look forward to after this. Where Dustin, he can come in a fight and just be like, oh, this is my last fight, I don't care what's gonna happen afterwards. And a lot of people might say, DJ, you crazy. You crazy. You know Dustin Poirier is 2-0 against Max Holloway. So the fact that Max Holloway's even getting an opportunity to fight Dustin Poirier and Dustin go right up for sunset and be 3-0, yeah, it is a little bit me crazy thinking that Max can beat Dustin, even though Max is 0-2. But I feel that, Max can be more dynamic. I felt Max took the fight on short notice, and Dustin did hurt him. But I feel Max it has a new, a new motive in this, and hopefully he can get it done. But I'm not saying Dustin Poirier can't win this fight. He's already beat the man 0-2. I'm just gonna go with Max Holloway because I feel he's gonna be able to be more dynamic. He's taking the fight. He's had a full training camp, and he's starting to, make his strides in 155. So
Islam Makhachev gave a calm and respectful view, noting that he slightly favors Dustin Poirier in the fight. He said Dustin appears to have more ways to win and has the experience needed to make adjustments mid-fight. Makhachev expressed full respect for both men, but believes Dustin's ability to fight through adversity and stay composed gives him a critical edge, especially under the big spotlight.
Who do you think wins Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier?
I think Dustin had more chance. So he told me it's his last fight. I think he gonna be ready. He gonna win, I think. Dustin also, very good guy. From my opponent, I respect more two guys, Volkanovski and Dustin.
Max Holloway himself addressed how the crowd might treat him and said that he's totally fine playing the villain if that's how things go down. Here called the first time he fought Dustin and pointed out that he was undefeated in the UFC at back then. Holloway believes that he has grown significantly since those early days and is ready to turn the page with a major win in the trilogy.
When we go out there, we do the walks. I was just doing an interview and I was telling DC, I hope my get booed. You know what I mean? This is his last dance. He's representing your home state. Boo my. Because if we was in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure Hawaiians would be booing whoever I'm walking against. I mean, it is what it is. I guess I want to play spoiler. That's what I do. It sucks. It's him, but. Like I said, man, I was 4-0 when I fought this man. First time, I was 13 on a 13-fight win streak. Second time, he did me dirty, so I guess I gotta do him dirty in his retirement fight.
Dustin Poirier offered his own preview, sharing that he plans to push Holloway to his physical breaking point. He sounded confident but relaxed and even joked that if Max wants to stand and bang in the final round, he might surprise him with a takedown attempt. That small comment revealed Dustin's focus, but also his ability to keep things light and fun ahead of what could be the final fight of his career.
Durability talk, it's tough to say. A lot of things play into that. Genetics, lifestyle, all kinds of stuff. We'll find out Saturday night if that shot really affected him. That's my goal, is to find out.
So, last one for me. Let's say, coming to the last minute of the fight, you've been through a war, last 10 seconds, Max points to the ground. You have to jump the guillotine, right? You have to jump the guillotine right away.
Of course, bro. That's my plan, is to point down. As soon as we start swinging for the fences, double leg, let's grapple.
Michael Bisping added his perspective and confidently backed Dustin Poirier took away with a victory. He went further by saying that this might be the final appearance for Poirier inside the octagon, making the fight even more significant. Bisping also floated the idea that Holloway might think about retirement too if he suffers another defeat in a trilogy, especially since losing 2 major rubber matches in a row could impact his mindset moving forward. Dan Hooker gave his take and called the fight a genuine toss-up, saying that it's incredibly close. However, he did lean slightly toward Dustin Poirier. He believes Dustin carries a bit more knockout power and overall has shown more finishing ability in tough fights. Hooker respects both athletes, but sees Dustin as having a slight edge when it comes to turning momentum into a decisive outcome.
That's a real coin flip fight. Poirier just seems to have it over on him. Just a little bit more power, a little bit more. I'd say that fight's kind of leaning towards Poirier.
Tim Welch stood in Max Holloway's corner and showed full faith in the improvements Holloway has made, especially at lightweight. He explained that Max has spent significant time working with left-handed training partners in order to prepare for Poirier's southpaw stance. According to Welch, this attention to detail and discipline in camp could help Max overcome the stylistic challenges that tripped him up before.
First fight back after getting KO'd by Ilya. Never been KO'd flat like that before. Again, it was at 145. At 155, he's much better. Much bigger, much better. Before that, he beat Justin Gaethje, Chan Sung Jung, Arnold Allen. I think the last southpaw he fought was Dustin the Diamond, and Dustin the Diamond beat him, decision. The first time they fought, Dustin submitted him, arm triangle. So I know he's sparring with this guy that I've known for a long time, Keone Diggs, who's a very good southpaw boxer. He's gonna mimic the Diamond really good. If I had to pick right now, Max Holloway gets it done. Okay, he gets it done, and it's going to be a sweet...
Paddy Pimblett leaned toward Max Holloway and pointed to Max's current focus as a major reason. He described Holloway as being extremely driven and determined to get the win this time. Paddy even said it feels like Max wants to end Dustin's career on a strong note, which could give him extra motivation in the final rounds when fatigue and willpower become deciding factors.
The Holloway-Poirier fight, who do you think walks away from that?
I can see Holloway winning, to be honest. Don't know why. I think Holloway's motivated. Like, heavy for Holloway, that, like, if there's two different fighters who beat him 3 times. Seen him say something like, he took a lot from me, he took me first, give me my first loss, and he took away me, like, 8 fight win streak or whatever it was, so I'm going to take his retirement.
Belal Muhammad looked at the matchup with a tactical eye and predicted a decision win for Max Holloway. He said Max won't be overwhelmed by the crowd or the pressure of the event, and that his composure and experience in big moments would shine through. Belal believes Max's high volume striking and ability to maintain rhythm will wear Dustin down over 5 rounds.
With Holloway in this one, I think he's hungrier when you're down 0-2. I don't think he wants to lose another trilogy. I think he's going to be ready for this one. I don't think that the crowd is going to play a role in it for him. He's been in enemy territory before. I think it's going to be a fun fight, a great fight. I think it's going to be a war. Both these guys always bring it. I think it's going to be, honestly, a boxing fight. I think Holloway's going to be able to use his footwork, use his distance, use that reach, not get caught, and I think he's going to end up getting out this victory. I'm going to go with decision here.
Stephen Thompson expressed his admiration for Max Holloway and called him one of his favorite fighters. While he personally wants Max to win, he acknowledged that Dustin Poirier has already beaten Max twice, and that could matter a lot in terms of confidence and game planning. Thompson admitted that he slightly leans toward Dustin winning, especially if it becomes a storybook ending to a great career.
Well, you know I'm a huge fan of Max Holloway, and I love both guys, to be honest with you. I would like to see Dustin win because, you know, it's his last fight. Nobody wants to see a guy on his retirement fight, you know, lose. So it would be great on his part to win the fight, but I want my man Max Holloway to win. Even though Dustin Poirier, you know, I think they fought twice before, right?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And he's won both times. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards Justin, but I would love to see Max to win it, man. Max is just my guy.
Modestas Bukauskas shared his thoughts on the upcoming trilogy by saying he has deep respect and admiration for both Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. But when looking at the matchup from a stylistic point of view, he favors Poirier. He highlighted Dustin's forward pressure, sharp boxing technique, and his ability to switch stances smoothly before landing powerful left hooks. While Bukauskas made it clear he loves Holloway's fighting style and heart, he ultimately believes that Poirier's overall approach and consistent performance give him the edge to win once again.
I mean, I really like Poirier. I really like Max Holloway as well. But if I'm looking stylistically and just the way that Dustin's been fighting and the way that his boxing style and his pressure forward, like switching stances into big left hooks, I still think Poirier will get it done. Even though I really love Max Holloway and I love the way that he fights, but I just see like stylistically Dustin winning again.
Corey Sandhagen gave a slight nod to Dustin Poirier in his prediction, saying he will probably lean toward Poirier due to his heavy hands and knockout power. While he acknowledged that Max Holloway's always a threat and can't be counted out, Sandhagen pointed out that Max tends to be hittable, which could play into Poirier's strengths during the fight.
Yeah, I'd probably go Poirier, I guess, with my guess. But yeah, I can't count Max out either. But Poirier's just a heavy hitter, you know, and Max is hittable.
All Hill reflected on the full circle nature of the matchup, pointing out that Dustin Poirier was Max Holloway's first UFC opponent and now might be his last. He called both fighters absolute legends and true warriors of the sport, adding that any time either of them competes, he makes sure to watch. Hill said fans are in for a treat since they get to watch two greats go head-to-head once again. While he acknowledged Poirier submitted Max in their first meeting, he believes the later fights between them were close and could have gone either way. In his view, both men have the elite skill and gritto always give themselves a shot at winning. And that's what makes this trilogy so special.
He was Max's first fight, Max is going to be his last. You know, those two dudes are absolute legends of the sport and warriors, and it's good. It's anytime either one of them fight, I'm watching, and then you just get a good 2-for-1 to get to watch both of them fight as they go against each other. I think either fight could have won either way.
Well, not the first one because he submitted him, but yes, I know what you mean.
Not the first one, but I think the fight can go either way. You know, they're just those guys that are always have that skill, have that level where they always give themselves a chance. So,
Ackermanson admitted how difficult it is to choose between two fighters. He deeply admires calling both Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway amazing and legendary in their own right. As a fan of both, he found it hard to make a pick based on analysis. So instead, he went with his heart, saying he's rooting for Max Holloway in this one.
Hard to, when you're like big fans of both of them, amazing, legendary fighters. I'll just go with my heart there, and I'm rooting for.
Teush Gamrot kept his answer simple and clear, stating that he believes Dustin Poirier will win by knockout, claim the BMF belt, and retire happily afterward. He said he's cheering for Poirier and wants to see him come out on top in this fight, expressing full support and confidence in Dustin getting the job done.
Question is simple. Dustin Poirier KO, he gets the belt, the BMF, and he will be happy in the retire. For sure, I cheering him. I want to come this fight like Dustin, for sure.
So, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about the trilogy? We would love to hear your thoughts on this. So, share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.